I actually just booked a couple extra nights there. And
That's where people purchase all their comedy.
Yes, it is the store of comedy. You go there, you can buy punchlines or setups or whatever you're looking for. I'm going to be at the Improv, the Hollywood Improv, a couple nights. I got some stuff going on.
2-for-1 transitional material while you're out there, by the way, too. For
also,
people who are
drop my name. Use code Mary.
Promo code Quarter Bagel.
Quarter Bagel.
Yep. By the way,
I'm really
Quarter
excited.
Bagel is going to be your keyword for the final Cox Out pregame on Sunday. We're giving away a $500 Visa gift card, and as history is our guide, you can enter that very quickly by telling me the keyword that I gave you.
Right now?
No, because I just gave it to you. No, people who show up, because the last one we did, people would come up and diaper. They came up. Now, granted, it was a packed house and 2 people threw diaper at me, but a lot of people didn't want to get up and walk over. Again. So Quarter Bagel is going to be your keyword on Sunday. It's just going to be a fun time, right? The game doesn't really mean anything. Who cares? Playing Cincinnati. Who cares?
Case Keenum starting.
Case Keenum.
Hell yeah.
Rah. So we'll do it starting at 10:30 Sunday morning. Last Cox Out of the year. And Quarter Bagel is going to be your entry for the $500 Visa gift card that somebody will walk out with. So just remember that.
Did you get your mom her Heinen's gift card?
Who are you asking?
The person that gives it to their mom.
I didn't even pick mine up yet. Now, you reminded me.
I didn't know that we got them.
We talked about it. Oh, yeah, you weren't here like the last 2 days break. Yeah, no. They give them out every year, and I missed a deadline to get mine because I was at my morning job probably, and the lady wasn't here in the office. So I was like, oh, I'll just give them.
She was here today.
Yeah,
Well,
I know.
what
I
the
didn't.
hell?
I completely forgot about it. But yeah, no, she still has them. You just got to go pick them up. But I give mine to my mom's every year, and that's like her grocery shopping at a bougie store for like a year. She's like, oh wow,
I do like Heinen's.
let me put on my Kentucky Derby hat, a nice cocktail dress, and she goes like skipping down the house. I'm like, Mom, it's only $50. That'll get you like a quart of milk.
Yeah, you're not getting a lot there.
She's like,
Heinen's is, I was just in the other day, and they have a big sign up. They're not alone in the understaffing issues. Heinen's is changing their hours because they don't have enough people to work. Now, again, I guess an hour is enough to deal with that. They're closing at 7 instead of 8 starting next week.
Well,
because
every
of
day you're
understaffing
saving,
issues. Yeah, I guess so.
And you can that's an extra hour while closed when there's nobody in the store for you to do everything you have to do.
It's like a skeleton crew when you walk into a grocery store these days anyway. So, yeah.
I actually was just in Heinen's last night. It was where I got my corn dogs. And you know what else I picked up while I was there?
Oh, good for you.
A Quarter Bagel.
Onion bagels.
Onion bagel.
I did. I haven't
Did
had
those
one
come
yet.
out of the freezer?
So these, they actually were in the bakery. Like Heinen's made them.
Oh, I see.
So I haven't ever tried these ones. I usually just get like the Thomas or whatever the bagel brand is. But we're going to try some actual homemade, fresh onion bagels. Got my fake cream cheese, Play-Doh cream cheese, and
Vegan cream cheese.
It's such
You
a
wouldn't
bummer.
wish that on your worst enemy, boy, that vegan
not
cream
very
cheese. Yeah. Just stop calling it cream cheese.
But when you were
It's
saying,
vegan spread.
yeah, when you were saying yesterday, when you're like the power of suggestion of some people, and then right after the show, I went out and bought the 2 things we talked about.
Well, sure, but I think you're already on record as wanting those things.
But
too.
our discussion about bagels made me want the bagels. Mm-hmm. Now I have 4 of them.
You can eat all 4.
Well,
Or you can eat a
why you
quarter
want
of
to?
them.
I was gonna say that would last Alan a month. 4 bagels.
He would never get to them. They wouldn't. They'd
Oh yeah,
get
they are
stale.
fresh.
Yeah.
On the subject of today's Poundcake Rock trivia, what did Kurt Cobain want more of in the Smells Like Teen Spirit video was his own face. A couple people asked me in the break, if he liked it so much, why did he blow it off?
Oh my.
And, well, that's a valid
good
question.
question.
It's a
Yeah.
good question.
You could
That's
like-
why I
wait
didn't
a
guess.
minute.
That's why I didn't guess his own face. That's why I went with more Dave Grohl. He wanted more Dave Grohl drumming.
You could love your face and hate your insides. Hate who you are as a person, but have a pretty face. What do you always say, Alan? It's better to look good than to feel good.
It is absolutely, and you look
I
best.
feel like it's
You
better
look
to-
best when your face is still attached to your body.
I am not educated about his suicide. Did he put the gun to his head or in his mouth?
Shotgun.
I don't know what he did, but there wasn't much of his head left. I mean, they found him lying on the floor with the shotgun next to him, and people were still convinced that Courtney Love was guilty.
That's so awful, man. Imagine you love someone with your whole soul, and they do something like that, and then you get the blame. No wonder she's all.
Not only that, it was a guy who was like publicly depressed.
Yeah,
This
listen
guy
to the
was
music.
sending up bat signals of like, I can't handle this. So, whatever. Alan Cox Show After Hours line. Anytime you want to leave us a message there, you can. It's 216-986-8903.
So yesterday you mentioned Jim Gaffigan's latest special, and I'll bet there are people out there who are offended by that whole marching band bit. Well, I come from a proud marching band background, and I love his new special. And even when he was saying derogatory things about marching band, I was laughing my ass off because he's such a great comedian, and his delivery is amazing. But I got to say, there's one thing he got hilariously wrong, and that's when he implied that everyone in marching band are virgins. Okay, I don't care if we're talking about high school or college or whatever. The band geeks are by far the horniest demographic in the entire school. Everybody's banging everybody. And if outsiders want to think that we're a bunch of virgins, we don't care, because after we're done dressing up like Captain Crunch and butchering pop songs, we're having a great time. Ah, memories.
All right, well, there you go. There's another count he heard from. Sounds like he's protesting a lot, though, with the whole
Yeah,
marching
sounds
band
like
thing.
he was.
Well, in Mean Girls, that was one of the groups in the lunchroom was sexually active band geeks.
Right.
So,
Well, yeah, if you're the only people who will have sex with each other, of
Why
course you're going to
not?
get
Yeah.
laid. Yeah, who
And
cares?
I understand there's some proud marching band people here. And in full disclosure, I could never be in the marching band because I've had sex. He's gonna get beat up by a marching band. No, I know that people cherish their time in the marching band. They do. But to me, it just seems like we're dissuading careers in music. It's like, oh, you want to be a musician? Okay, put on this Captain Crunch costume. At halftime, march around the field while we grab some hot dogs.
Grab
love
some
it.
hot dogs. Or corn dogs.
I'm
in
going
Mary's
corn dog
case.
over hot dog every time. If I have the choice, every time.
You'd rather have a corn dog than a hot dog in a bun.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
One time I tried to make jokes about marching bands, specifically the Ohio State marching band.
Well, that's where you went
in
wrong.
Columbus on the day that they played Michigan.
You're dumb.
And they're like,
Is that when they did the Rush
I don't
medley
know.
or
This is 10
Oh, this is a
years
long
ago.
time
This is
ago.
a while
Okay.
ago. And they're like, oh, I dot the I. I'm like, is that really that big a deal? And they're like, it's a big deal. I'm like, you guys are losers. And yeah,
I
so-
think it's cool. I mean,
I like what they do,
The
yeah.
Gaffigan Hour is
But
really
the-
funny. He's like, nobody hears a song and goes, I wish there was a marching band version of
Right,
that song.
exactly.
They will completely like take
Yes,
the.
of course the marching
the
that
visual
they do,
is
the
cool,
visual,
yeah, the
very
choreography,
cool.
yeah.
But the dotting the I thing, I just thought was, they get so excited about it, and I was just like, it's like, is that the guy that's just in the bar? The rest of like, I dotted the I once.
Yeah, he's that guy.
I was an I dotter.
Yeah, that's
That was
his.
a dot.
That's his claim to fame. What's the matter with that?
Nothing.
Listen, I'm on record, and I'll repeat myself. I'm a sucker for the local police blotter. I love going through the police blotter. I love it. You are some crazy sons of bitches out there doing all kinds of stuff, getting caught. I love it. The North Royalton Police Blotter. I'm reading this the other morning, and it was listed as drug abuse. That was the charge, drug abuse. Police observe a maroon Chevy S10 on Ridge Road that was so packed with crap in the truck bed that the driver couldn't use the rearview mirror, also had a loud exhaust. Some people are just kicking themselves in the balls, right? Like you can't
Make two
Can't
trips,
do
my
all
guy.
of it.
can't
Right.
stop stepping on your own D. You're gonna, you should just be in jail all the time because you can't be out here figuring it out with the rest of it. Anyway,
They're always targeting me.
when they pulled him over and he was talking about the contents obstructing his line of sight, the man said that he was scrapping. He was collecting things, scrapping. And that he had started in Brunswick and that he and his passenger had made their way to North Royalton. Now, my first question is, those of you in the scrapping community, is that a lateral move? Is Brunswick isn't Brunswick kind of an affluent community?
No. They call it
Brunstucky. What am I? Brecksville is what I'm
Brecksville's kinda
thinking of.
nice.
Another B town. But Bruns, years ago, we did a backyard barbecue. We did a thing in Brunswick with Kipnis, and it was a very nice house.
They're just kind of hillbillies. Hillbillies can have
but
money.
there's like nice houses out there, right?
Here's the thing about let me go ahead and speak on this issue as a family member of a scrapper.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay.
My mother scraps.
Well, she hoards. Is that the same thing?
No, scrapping is how you make money. So you go and you pick garbage and you take metal items and take them into the scrapyard and get money
Is she
for those
stripping
metal
copper
items.
piping from like abandoned
No,
houses?
that's illegal.
I don't know. I don't know what's legal and what's not legal.
Taking things out of the garbage is not illegal.
Out of the garbage.
She's
Yes.
got like Iron Maiden albums and stuff like that, and she resells those.
Bill, you son of a bitch.
That's not true. That's not how it works.
Not that kind of metal items?
Not that kind of metal. No.
Oh, I thought you were calling it garbage. I thought you were calling Iron Maiden albums
Honestly,
garbage.
both. Iron, get it? So a lot of times those items are large household appliances. So things like washers and dryers or refrigerators or things like that. So
this is like on bulk day.
It can be.
People drive around and
It doesn't have to be bulk day, but depending on the neighborhood they're in and what day is garbage day
Right.
and this, that, or the other and what's recycling.
Nobody's putting a refrigerator in the garbage.
But I'm saying it doesn't have to be that.
on the curb, yeah.
But if this guy has a whole truck full of stuff to go scrap, he's probably been out all day just driving around from city to city.
Okay. The officer who pulled him over saw a vape pen, and the officer asked the driver if he was just vaping tonight. The driver said yes, but said it was legal weed that he had purchased at the gas station. And then the police officer asked him about what he thought was a knife, and the passenger said it was his lucky hatchet.
Lucky.
Now, I know Molly hatchet. I've never heard of lucky. So what do you, listen, if you're a scrapper, you figure all bets are off. You need all kinds of implements. You never know who's going to be coming for your scrap.
No, they're not for fighting off other people. They're
You
usually
don't know
for
that.
breaking apart whatever they're taking.
But I want to know what makes it lucky. There's something nefarious about that. His lucky hatchet. So then the cop
Maybe
goes,
when he has that one, he finds good scrap.
oh.
Yeah, probably.
So it's like a divining rod, finding water in
Yes.
the desert. I see. His hatchet's found me more than a few things that have cashed in on. So the cop goes, do you have anything illegal in there? And the driver said, it's legal. And the officer said, well, if it smells and looks like pot, it's weed. And so they search the truck. And they find pot, and they find a grinder, and they find meth. And the driver tells him that the meth was just a rock that he keeps in a bag to mess with the police, which is a great explanation. I just carry this rock in a bag to mess with the police. Sir, why do you want to mess with the police when you're driving around like the Beverly Hillbillies?
It's like, ha, right?
Yeah, so
Isn't
they
it
don't find
funny?
the rest of my meth.
It's a decoy.
Yeah, so they haul him off to the Hooskow. Drug abuse, paraphernalia, loud exhaust. He was probably rolling coal. And obstructed view.
Inadvertently rolling
Yeah, I
coal.
mean too.
And they picked up the passenger too, and
That meth will get you.
yeah, he admitted to smoking meth on his way to the police station. Well, he admitted it on the way. He didn't.
All
That
right,
would have been a
that's
flex.
not
Well, since we're
okay.
here,
Right.
Since we're here,
I guess.
I got a
Yeah.
confession, guys.
that's a baller move if he had smoked it in the car. He gave the officer the rest of the meth.
That's
Man,
kind of him.
I'll
That's
tell you
very
what.
kind.
You're sharing.
A lot of meth heads don't like sharing their meth, and he just gave it. to
How
him.
white of him.
Because I guess he backs the blue.
Cracks the blue.
Well, listen, I will never not love the police blotter. I love it.
The police blotter is the reason we know so much about the goings on in this area, to the point where I have a video that I posted about Euclid, and I forgot to say South Euclid because it's South Euclid where we know all the bestialities happening.
Yep. A lot of guys having sex with dogs in South Euclid. Yep.
And people are like, why do you know this? I'm like, it's my job to know.
Please, blotter.
Alan, if a vape shop could be a town, it would be Brunswick, Ohio. Okay.
I also haven't been to Brunswick in a very long time.
No, I haven't been since we did that appearance with Kipnis.
They are right
years
next
ago.
door to each other, Brunswick and North Royalton, though. Mm-hmm. And Strongsville's right a little bit north.
Someone else says, every Saturday morning, my dad goes to the scrapyard and comes back with $10.
It's not taking very much.
But again, you could ostensibly end up with a lot of crap that returns next to nothing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, scrapping
but this guy
is
just needs enough money to do meth that day. That's all that guy's doing.
It's a volume business. Scrapping is just recycling.
It depends. It really is. It's just recycling and keeping the money for it. But it just depends on what type of metal you find and what the price of that metal is that day.
Gotcha.
Because it does go up and down.
And people who scrap know. They're
Yes.
like the goddamn stock market.
Yes.
Like they know at any given time what
Aluminum 67 cents right now.
Right.
I got to pull over.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. But whatever, man. You make your money. You make your money.
Hey, that's a wrought iron handrail. What's the price of iron
seriously.
right now?
What's the most you know that your mom ever made?
She's
off of,
made a couple
one scrap?
$100. Depending on what you get, again, and if you do get like an old washer or dryer or refrigerator that has copper wiring in it, you're cashing in, baby.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just luck of the draw.
But people who you see...
Some people do it as a hobby. They just want to make an extra $50 a week.
But people who you see putting aluminum cans into the machine at Walmart, that's not considered scrapping.
We don't do that in Ohio. That's a Michigan thing.
They don't have those here? Mm-mm. You can't recycle bottles and cans?
no.
Clap your hands,
Not for
just clap
money,
your
no.
hands?
No, because in Toledo, where I went to school, when we had house parties, we would make everybody save all the bottles and cans and then drive them up to Michigan.
Yeah, because they're a dime up there.
To get
I thought they were 5 cents here.
No.
Oh, really?
Not that I know of. I could be wrong, but when I went to school in Toledo,
Where's your Mountain Dew?
Yeah, start saving up all your cans.
Well, no, but I mean, I thought that Ohio gave you money for recycling. I know it's a full dime in Michigan.
I would say we would save all of our stuff and take it over the border 10 minutes from Toledo to Michigan to make money back. But I'm almost positive we don't do that here.
Okay.
Or at least we didn't 10 years ago when I was in college.
Well, we're missing out, Ohio.
Whatever, dude. Frank Jackson told us recycling's not real. He was like,
in Cleveland.
He's
In
like,
Cleveland, they're
all
like-
that recycling
and then
you've been doing doesn't matter.
And then they hired a new company to take care of it in Cleveland. And then 2 days into 2022, they're like, we're done.
we're not going to do
this
this
anymore.
No.
Cleveland is perceived to be the butthole of the world sometime, right?
Yeah. I am aware, too, that we're having some streaming issues on the app. So, again, an amazing a piece of digital material that we've got out there that we tell people to use all the time. And when it works, it's great. And when it doesn't, you don't hear any of what I'm saying.
But you can always go to alancoxshow.com and watch the clips moments after they have been on the show. Just moments. You don't have to wait a long time. Just
It's so
moments.
streamlined. There's no waiting. Alan, I live in Rootstown out in Portage County. I put stuff out regardless of trash day, and it's gone in less than 24 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Swing sets, water heaters, push. Listen, I know if we...
How many swing sets are you going through?
Yeah, swing sets.
Multiple.
I know that on, like out where I live, when it's bulk day, there are just pickup trucks driving around, picking off people's curbs.
Well, and
things.
people do that in Bay Village is an affluent neighborhood. People will do that in nicer neighborhoods. Our buddy Joe Howard has a joke about it where he's like, I'm going to get a free lawnmower because I know how to change a spark plug and this rich dude doesn't, they just throw it away and buy a new one.
Yeah.
So people are also looking for stuff like that.
That they can fix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I put...
if you want to flip a lawnmower, that's where you go.
When I moved into my bigger apartment, I needed a bigger vacuum because I had a really tiny vacuum. So I put my vacuum out on the lawn and I wrote a little note on it that said not broken. That way, if anybody's driving around looking for a free vacuum, like, hey, there's nothing wrong with this one. I just needed a new one,
Current price of copper wire with coating is $1.08 a pound, and a pound of wire is a lot. So not a great ROI when it comes to time and gas. That's what Dan says.
Well, yeah, like I'm
That's
saying,
what
it's all
he just
different.
wants you to think so you don't get out there and
Take
steal
his
his
copper.
Mike from
copper.
Mike from Parma says when he was a kid, they had a recycling machine and they would fill cans with rocks to make them weigh more. Oh, wow. That's a life hack right there,
That's
boy.
Clever.
Ohio did recycling up until the mid-'90s for bottles and cans. Mid-'90s came and they said, screw it. We're not doing this anymore. Ye old budget shortfall, probably.
Al Gore who?
Thanks, Obama. All right, I got a break. I will have what for it? Well, later on I'll have Bill Burr tickets for you. I'll have that next chance for you to get to our Alter Ego Festival in L.A. at 5:10, about a half an hour away. Listen for that keyword. It's your shot to get one of those trips. We'll do the Poundcake sports break a little bit later on as well. If the iHeartRadio app works for you, you can listen to the show there. 35192 to send a text for anything else.
The Alan Cox Show.